to see this part, congratulations, because I'm going to trim all of it out in post. So we're going to start just like this.
Let's do it.
That's right. We are live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios, ladies and gentlemen, watching what looks to be potentially the final game of the NBA Finals here.
It's looking that way.
With
100, yeah.
This voice that you hear is a familiar voice, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever listened to episodes in the past, Brother Matt Parris.
What's up, brother?
Thank you for being here. And this other voice that you're going to hear.
Smooth as silk.
Smooth.
I was wondering where that voice was going to come from. And that's where it ended up. Okay.
Smooth as Tennessee whiskey, but not the new version.
Not the one. Peanut butter. Never mind.
You had it.
I don't want it. Never mind.
James Phillips.
I digress.
Ladies and gentlemen. James Phillips. James Phillips says that the sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey. Get your Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey from Screwball, SKREW, ballwhiskey.com. KEY Whiskey and KREW, both with a K and an E.
Is this the same bottle from last time?
Yep.
Okay, I was going to say. I didn't know. We didn't do too much damage.
No, not at all.
It wasn't as bad.
No, not at all. But
that's not what my wife
James
said.
was like, no,
said the Screwball might have got the better of them last time. Yeah,
it got me in a headlock.
Well, you put a bottle of whiskey in front of me, and you're like, hey, try this whiskey, and I did.
And I believe the Warriors just went ahead by 3.
What?
They just had an 8-pointer.
These sports are crazy. It just goes back and forth.
Wow.
Katie just shoot one from the locker room and it went in.
How long was he out there? What would happen? I missed all of that.
Second quarter, I believe. It was right before halftime, I think, when I saw him.
Well, I was watching the Braves game and got a notification that he came out of the game, and I was because the Braves, and we'll get to talking about something. I see out there Liz, Abby, and P7 Carrie. What's up, y'all? Tiger in the house. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. We'll still be conversing with you back and forth. But whenever he walked in, I was like, so I have a hate relationship with Atlanta Braves bullpen. I'm like, we had no middle relievers who are worth a shit. We have no closers that are worth a shit. It's just terrifying. And I'm like, we got to get one out, cousin. We need one out right here, buddy. And this dude's like full count, 3-2. Like, all we need is one strike right here. We just need this guy to swing at this. And he throws one in the dirt. And I'm like, come on, man. What are you doing? But then he ends up flying out to Nick Markakis, who ironically hit his 1,000th RBI in tonight's game and a home run. Had a smashing game. Smashing, baby.
Smashing.
But yeah, so that's what he walked into, was me probably clapping my ass off over here.
No, I walked up to the door and I heard a distinct woo. It was quite a loud woo. So something good happened. But I believe you were already on the basketball game when I walked in. So.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway,
there
Braves,
was wooing happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Braves literally just won that game, and if the Philadelphia Phillies end up losing the game that they were already losing by a bunch, then that would mean that the Braves and the Phillies are tied in the NL East, which I am excited about.
Drama.
Sports. Yes. Sports. Well done. Liz is in her softies. Carrie took her sleepies a while back. You're going to be enjoying this conversation very much.
What are softies?
I was afraid to ask.
Pardon my ignorance, but yeah. Shall I just digress now?
Softies are a very popular pair of shorts that women wear when
those
it
were
is time to go
Sophies.
sleep. Sure.
Those are selfies. I've been around the bend, okay? Those are selfies. I don't know what the... Yeah, okay.
You know than I expected you to.
You asked.
I guess I did.
106 to 105, ladies and gentlemen. 25 seconds left. So what we're going to be talking about today...
What are we going to be talking about?
Is...
down.
What's really going down is I think we're going to go over festivals just because it's been a very fastidious
Well, it's that time of year too.
weekend. Is that a word? Did I just
Fastidious is a word. It does not mean anything like that, but I like it there, though. It works.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a
fastidious
festival, full,
Yes.
Fastidious.
eventful,
Yes.
Fastidious.
Yes.
festive
All of those
eventful.
things.
That's
Yes.
the word we're going to be using. It's been a festive eventful weekend.
Festiventful, I can get down with. Yes, I'm with that.
I'm sticking with Festuvious. Screw you guys. I'm going Festuvious.
There have been a lot of them of late, yes. and we've been talking about them, so.
Yeah, so there have been a lot. And by the way, before we move any further, James, in our last episode, we were talking about how a lot of
Epicenter.
people at the epicenter just got a big old from the people who put it on.
Well,
And,
here's a good update about that. Is the person that purchased the tickets for me? She got a full refund.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was through PayPal or through.
Safer than a tube sock.
Damn right. Well, I don't know. PayPal and tube socks kind of go hand in hand. Anyway, let's
Every now
not.
and again.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get
every
back
now
on
and
track. But we got our money back, and following the page. Like I said, I don't want to name the page out of
yeah.
respect for
sure.
the legalities surrounding the page because there's for a class action lawsuit. Anyway, a lot of good news. A lot of people. What ended up happening was it was a 3-day festival in Rockingham, middle of nowhere. Saturday was the day of disaster, and
Yeah.
basically the promoters, runners of the festival, whatever you want to call them, honored to refund 50% of the ticket price. Now, however, third-party representatives, ticket companies and banks and PayPal and credit card companies, et cetera, has also stepped in and honored said refunds. So that's good. That's one step in the right direction as far as that goes. Certainly just hope whatever other events that these guys are, yes, golf clap, yes.
I love this. That's awesome. When I used to work at ESPN Radio, I had make sure I had all the hotkeys of random movie quotes like that, just because they're necessary in this business.
But yeah,
Yeah.
short story or long story short, there was positive movements made as far as people getting their refunds. So that's good. I just hope that also discourages festival makers from taking advantage of festival goers, because this is festival season.
The festivals bring out the people.
They do bring out,
And they bring
the
out
people. Yes.
the things inside of the people that they save it for festival
Yes, they
moments.
do.
Like Mr. Matt here got the
Yeah,
pleasure
no,
of experiencing.
Oh gosh, there's people, man. There's
Man.
I mean,
If I may say something real quick, and this
Yeah,
is a
no,
point
yeah.
I brought up to Matt before we went live, is a lot of people around here, get a bunch of talking about like festivals
Yeah.
going awry, people acting out, things bad happening at festivals, which it's going to happen, but
anytime you get that amount of people together,
and add alcohol.
and add alcohol or whatever, what have you, people are gonna. I think it's just that
I
people.
mean, it doesn't matter what demographic you're going to the festival with. You add alcohol, things are going to happen, and the
Well, that's
ugliness in
inevitable.
people will
Right.
show itself. No problem.
That part is inevitable. It's just, I don't know. I think mainly my thing has been, and when we were at Carolina Country Music Fest this past weekend here in Myrtle Beach, if you don't know, that's a large Carolina Country Music Fest is literally what it is. And
Yep, it
it's
is.
pretty much
Exactly.
everything you need to know is in the title.
But when
yeah.
I see CCMF, I'm thinking about all kinds of other things that can mean in my head.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, yeah, it's a large country
when
music
it ends
festival,
when it ends with MF, I'm like,
And I mean,
else
it
could
was
that
the
be?
5th year this year, and I mean, I've been in some regard every year. I think in some way, it's gotten a lot better and smoother, and it's very well organized as far as the sectioning off of different people. So I would say for the most part, it is really well done, especially being done in that small area because right there where the pavilion used to be.
Very condensed.
Very condensed, but the flow of people is such that we were never really, unless there was an actual act going on, super crowded, in a midst of people.
Yeah.
So, and as we're going through me and my camera guy trying to get shots and whatnot, we were fine most of the
Yeah,
time.
I saw that.
But yeah, I think the main thing is just people. When you add alcohol, and it may not even be alcohol, just people in general. I don't know. There's an element to which they feel like they can just touch you. I don't really know.
Well, when you add alcohol to any sort of situation, this is gonna involve people. I'm not gonna say what I was just about to say. Anytime you add alcohol, the Warriors win 106, 105. Anytime you add alcohol to a situation where there's just a sense of I can do what I want around.
And I paid a ticket price, a heavy
Yes,
ticket price,
yeah.
especially too.
I've earned this, that I'm, this is my thing. And people in general, and speaking of weather, guys, they're talking about weather in the chat. The weather for you guys was not ideal.
Yeah, no, it rained several points, like on and off, I would say, most every day that we were there, yeah. Which, I mean, last year was super duper hot, so there's, you get and you give, but I think it only shut down the thing for like an hour or so on Saturday, but the weather was not ideal, but which just makes it harder to do what you're already doing, but either way.
Yeah,
we made it through.
But yeah, absolutely did, and yes, I did, Liz. I'll text you. I'll text you what I was going to say later if you want to know. But I'm just not going to say it on there. I know a lot of people who went to that thing, and I don't want them to misunderstand. And it's a world where you have to do that. Have you seen the Keanu pictures?
Yes.
Where he's like just being safe. I'm like doing that in every aspect of my life. Like I'm just not saying anything that could be taken the wrong way, man. Because now you never know, man. What's going to be going on, dude? They'll be coming up on you. They'll be coming up on you. And then after all that, it's just right down the drain.
It's on fire tonight, guys.
Right down the drain.
These sound bites are just on point.
Oh, man.
And one time at band camp,
So
Yeah.
the main thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, and I don't know, are you allowed to talk about the post that got deleted?
Casey's post?
Yes.
I mean, I will. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. Not allowed, but I just didn't know if it was something that was sensitive to where she didn't want anybody going over that.
No,
or talking about that. Or,
not to my knowledge. I think she just took it down because it was getting a little too wild. In
Yeah.
there. But yeah.
I understand, and you saw this post as well, right?
Oh yeah,
I think we're all three on the same thing.
it was. It was appalling.
So yeah, to catch you guys up that aren't aware, there was a young female reporter, and she was
She's
basically
an MMJ,
yeah.
but yeah, she's doing her own thing out
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And just some unfortunate things happened. Somebody who a festival goer, several festival goers decided to, I don't know, just like she said, she had her ass slapped a bunch, and just like one woman just interrupted her entire feed to
Yeah,
say all
there
kinds
was one
of
point where she
really-
was live, I think, and someone said some choice words while we were
Yes.
on the air, and which is, you can't help in many ways, but people, I don't know, it's so hard because she was out there alone, and so there's an element of that, and there were people saying, well, you shouldn't have been out there. Well, I can agree with you in that, but it probably wasn't her, choice to be where she
Yes.
was or whatnot. But you do have to watch your back, and you are to an extent, a little defenseless in certain elements, especially when you're live. Like
Exactly.
I was talking to you earlier about, but I think her main thing, and kind of what I'm saying too, is like if you see somebody, I don't know how drunk you have to be to just forget that you can't just randomly touch people.
Yes.
I don't care who they are.
Respect that space.
And so I think that, plus being a reporter, plus her being a friend of mine, and a female, and I know what females go through in this business. I don't know firsthand, but I've definitely seen
Yes.
more than most. I don't know. It just made me so mad, and then
Rightfully so.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. People just feel like they can do whatever they want to, and I can't really explain it from this side of the media window. 'Cause
Yeah.
there is an element of like, even with radio, it's like kind of fantasy of the mind. It's kind of like where it's this thing you don't see or understand fully. So the news is like this thing that you don't see or fully, but we're just out there working. We're trying to do this thing, like, yeah, it's on TV. And so you want to be on TV. If you want to be on TV, walk up to a reporter and say, hey, what's your story on today? Is there anything, can I help you out? That would, any reporter in the whole universe would be like, hey, wow, thanks, awesome. In any manner would talk to you and maybe interview you. You never know if they need a person to an opinion about you. You never know. But the worst thing to do is just walk up to somebody and be like, oh, put me on the news and wait. Like,
well, every drunk person wants their moment.
Sorry,
and I think a lot of them.
No. I want that.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. You're absolutely right. Every drunk person has that.
I totally get that.
This is going to be
when you see a camera. I've been that way since I was little. When you see a camera, like, oh, I want to be on the camera. Like I understand that. Obviously, I understand you want to be on the camera. About 25 different better ways.
It's more than 25, but you're being gracious by saying that.
Like, just walk up and say, hey, I'm telling you, and this is the other thing with Carolina Country Music Fest or really any festival. I mean, I love people. I wouldn't do what I do if I didn't love people.
Oh, for sure.
I met so many awesome people this weekend. So many great people. When we made our way up on Sunday night to the better spot up top, there were tons of people up there, and they were like, what are you doing? Like, do you need to interview somebody? But they were asking me. They were talking to me. They were questioning what we're doing up there, and I love that. I'll talk to you all day about it.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, I mean, we had a thing Saturday night, and I don't know if you want to get into that either, but like that was similar, but Was
that the picture that you posted with you and your cameraman?
Yeah, well, I posted a bunch of pictures, and then the last night I posted the video from both the days that we were out there on my Facebook page.
And if you guys want to check that out, you can go to...
It's Matt Parris, WPDE.
Yes.
Yeah, I post most everything
2 R's, 1 S.
Yes, 2 R's, 1 S. Yes, we've been over this. Yes, it's fantastic. You got it right. It's perfect.
Every now and again.
No, it's funny.
Every now and again, I'll come in like a lion.
That was a cougar.
Get out,
I'm sorry. How about
more believable?
Oh, yeah, you do get the
more
Charleston
believable.
ABC station, yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, since the game is over, and that's all I wanted to see, I don't want to be distracted.
Yeah. It's not our news. You can turn it off. It's fine. I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
No, but
Who are
yeah, we
those
were...
people?
That's not Matt Parris. It's garbage. Fake news.
Liz, I'm limited right now on being able to show screen grabs and stuff like that with this camera set up. But
apparently I broke the camera. Is that what happened?
No. I usually I usually use OBS.
Okay. All
And
right.
OBS.
Yeah.
And you can do anything with that. So yeah, and they're used to seeing me on OBS when I do solo talks, and just I can do screen grabs and stuff. But
yeah,
sorry.
Limited by the technology today, apparently.
Yeah, we're limited by the technology indeed, and I not necessarily. I could pay the Vimeo fee but it's like $100 and something bucks a month, or $100 and something bucks a month or a year. I mean, and they make you pay it all at once. And just I'm a musician, man.
Exactly.
I'm a musician, dog.
Yeah, paycheck to paycheck.
I mean, I'm
minus one.
Yeah, I'm like. I'm right there getting rent, dog. But seriously though, I felt bad about. I felt embarrassed on behalf of our city because I know that doesn't like define Myrtle Beach, and I know that it's not. And I even put "Stay Classy Myrtle Beach" on my post when I shared the thing.
I think when you say Myrtle Beach, especially in this time of year, you're talking about
the influx of tourists, collectively.
Yep.
It's not the locals. I mean, I could imagine a lot of locals would just leave town for the week if they weren't a part of it.
I know a lot of people that did different things in different areas to get out of town for all this, and they do it for other things too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's all the locals that I met too were even some of the nicest folks. There weren't many of them in that crowd because there were like 30,000 people there.
Oh, for sure.
So I mean, you do have to kind of combine the thought of like that being a whole population together as one, because I think we all know that most of the time when you go on vacation, you are a little more chilled out. You're not feeling as responsible for whatever you're going to do.
A little more loose.
You still got to take that in. Like, people do live here and stuff, and people are still working and doing jobs and things. And just
because you're gone in a week doesn't mean what you left behind is
Yeah, if there's not consequences for your actions or
Yeah.
the rules change or something. I don't know.
You know what I can do?
What can you
Instead
do?
of showing you the pictures, I can go here to this link on your Facebook page and copy that and paste it in the chat for you guys. How about
word.
that? I'm a pretty smart guy, I
Yeah,
think.
look at you using that noodle.
Look at me, measure my murder.
Very nice.
Very much. Now is it oh yeah, those Keanu pictures, dude, they're classic. They're already he's the I don't know, he's the king of the world right now.
By the way, I watched John Wick 1 and 2 tonight with my friends.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen the third one yet, but I
You
had
don't
only
have
seen
friends.
I'd only seen I made them up, but you only see like parts. I'd only seen part of like John Wick 1, but I saw both of them today, and they're pretty awesome. And that's my Keanu story for today.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Which one of these videos is it? The first one or the?
It would be the first one I posted last night, the Benghazi guy, the K9 story, if that's what you're looking at. It's on my professional page.
Yeah.
Would be the live shot where the guy messed with me at the beginning. And then there's a picture in the comments of that video.
Passion for veterans.
This one.
Yeah.
Flying.
Okay. All right, I got you, YouTube chat. Don't you wait. Don't you wait. I mean,
Don't wait.
You wait.
Don't
You
even wait.
You just wait. You just wait.
You don't even know.
You don't even know
Y'all ain't ready for what I'm about to be getting up
what
on.
you're going to be doing.
So yeah, I bad on behalf of Myrtle Beach, basically, just because I know that doesn't represent Myrtle Beach, but
It really doesn't. I mean, man, of places that I go out and work and stuff, I rarely have an issue working with people, and even in public places and stuff. People still walk up to you and ask you what you're doing or anything. Like I said, that's fine. It's really just in crowds of drunk people that you find the hardest part. It's really just the first part of that video is where you see it.
I honestly, to bring up a side point to what we're talking
Side up
about
to that
it's entertaining sometimes. As long as like you've seen those people that are the weather reporters that are in like the middle of a hurricane, they're like, oh my god, these gale force winds, and you see like some naked dude like roll by with like on a fake little.
There was one that was really bad on the news where she was like in a canoe or something, and then people walked by like right in front of the shot.
Yeah,
really bad.
yeah. You're in
Really
ankle deep
bad.
water in a canoe,
Yeah.
like stuff like that's kind of funny. But when when you're invading somebody's personal space and physically touching them,
that's what bothered me.
it's not
the
a high
most.
five, it's not a half hug, like hey mom, hey dad. There's people just running in there and like F them in the A.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what
wow,
happened. Yeah,
that's
what happened there.
not verbatim, I hope, but
It was ever in the P. That's what it was.
yeah,
Which somehow is so
I don't know why that's a
creepier than
thing.
the actual words.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, that is kind of, sorry, that is weird.
Somehow.
It's just terrible altogether. I don't even know why it's. I want to say I do know why it's a thing, but I really don't at this point. It's become a thing that's funny to do to some people, and I don't understand to run up and yell that in a news broadcast.
Well, it's
Have you
one
seen
thing,
people do
like
that?
I wouldn't do that, but just to put it
You would
in
just
my
call me
perspective.
in the middle of my live shot.
But yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, if
like-
it's somebody I know, or like like when one of your friends is like on the phone with their girlfriend and it's guys' night out, like, oh dude, the hookers are here. Well, you know what I mean? Just that's candor.
Yeah.
But, but it's when
There's a very fine
when it's
line.
somebody you don't know,
Right.
It's just completely
Yeah, no, it's a
that's
very
just-
fine line. But
yeah.
no, yeah, James has called me during my live shot before.
Your shirt.
The good thing is because of the delay, you ended up calling me just as I got off, or I was like finishing up.
You better get off every time I call you.
I was just signing off. I don't know why that was difficult for
Boys.
me to say. I was just tagging out, and my James Phillips comes on my phone.
Hey, man.
I knew it's exactly what you were
you
doing,
doing?
too. Yeah. I knew that's what he's like. He just saw me on TV. He's calling me and trying to bug me.
See, but at least you have the option to not answer the phone. It's not like he runs up behind you and says all of these obscenities.
Well, I wasn't there.
And,
That's the thing.
but here, all right, but you would you do that?
No.
Weren't you there when I went?
If he was,
And by
if
the
he
way,
was setting up or something, I'd come
Well,
up
yeah,
and mess
that's
with him,
fine.
whatever. But if I was actually there, I would have been the guy tackling the guy.
before, yeah,
I don't know. That guy was kind of big. I
He was
may
a
have
big
just
guy,
like act
yeah.
like I didn't see anything. Like, oh shit, my wife just called me. I gotta answer this one.
Oh, man, are you okay?
It's cool, Matt. Just keep your head up, bro.
Brush the dirt off,
He
man.
was big.
It was a big guy.
Man, he had big hands. But anyway,
Did you cover that giant?
There was a giant? I have not done that story yet.
Yeah, the giant Main Street North Myrtle Beach thing that Cornbread played that day. Did you cover that? That my band played on that big stage in front of Pirates Cove. Were you there for that?
I don't think I was.
Okay, never mind then.
Was that what is that called? It's a festival.
I don't know.
yeah.
It was like it
that
wasn't
Mayfest on Main or
SOS,
something?
but it
Is that
was
what it is?
no, it was a couple. I don't know. It was a couple months back.
I don't know. Yonder up to that north end very often, my friend.
Yeah.
Nah,
There was just it was that was before we had done the episode of the podcast that we had done. So technically before, and there was somebody who kind of reminded me of you who was running cameras for a live feed that day, and I don't know why I had plugged you into that spot, but I just had to figure out if it was.
Yeah,
or
I
not.
don't think that was
It's one of
it.
those things I randomly think about when I'm
Also,
like,
the days that I get to the end of the week and
yeah.
I'm like, I have no idea what stories I did this week at all. Like, you just go day by day by day by
Yeah.
day, and you just easily forget.
all you know is what
was
you got to
when,
do
so.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, you kind of have to be planning a little bit, but it's tough. That's the hardest part is keeping up and pitching stories all the time. But,
Yeah, it really is.
Yes.
But wonder what it is about the whole festival mindset that does give people the I guess I don't know
Well, it's a
freedom
getaway.
or feeling.
It's
yeah,
a
it is
getaway. It's a lot of
like-
people. They plan for months,
Like-minded.
the whole year. Like, oh, dude, we're gonna, turn. We're gonna turn it up.
Is that what the
I
kids
guess.
say these days?
I don't know. I've said that
You have, yes, but
never. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, but I get it. Like I go to a lot of shows and festivals, if you will, and there's like a few rules that I've kind of learned to follow or implicate rather with, because you never go by yourself, obviously, especially if you're a female.
yeah, no.
But usually the group we're with, we kind of have, it's not like a pregame thing, but we just kind of have we know
Sounds like a pregame.
we know where to go. We know, like, nobody wanders off by themselves. Nobody, it's kind of, we all look out after you. You got your group.
Yeah.
You got your emergency plan,
You know,
buddy up.
and yeah, we want to go out
Yeah.
there
You're
and
pro
have a good
festies.
time and everything,
You're
but
pro
we're not.
festies.
We're not going to go. Well, we all have kids, so that.
Well, I have another thing too, but I'll let you finish your thought.
But it's just kind of like undisclosed rules and things you don't do. Like, yeah, of course you want to go out and let loose, have a good time, and do things there that you typically won't do every day where you're from. And I'll leave that completely vague to anybody's interpretation.
Yeah.
But but at the same time, we also kind of police other people and to police ourselves, for lack of better terms, of, if somebody or somebody you're around or something, you can see them kind of getting out of pocket a little bit, you kind of, try to squash that out before it becomes a problem.
Right. You just want to make sure you've got the plan.
However, some
Going
people
ahead of time
yeah,
to
but
get in
some
there,
people, they strictly just go to raise hell.
Yeah,
They go,
I've
Yeah.
never been so drunk or so whatever that I've changed that manner of thinking of I can do whatever I want and
Right.
touch whomever I want
Yeah,
and
stop me.
say whatever I
Stop
want.
me. I dare you to stop me.
Right, exactly. What were you
Well,
gonna say?
the thing that I was going to say is that I know that you and other people who go to actual festivals have a one up, have an advantage on the country festival crowd. One, because festivals is like a jam thing. That started as a jam thing. That's always been a jam thing, right?
Yeah.
And jam heads like us are familiar with how that stuff works. The country fest thing hasn't been around very long.
Right.
No.
And the people who listen to that type of music, I mean, other than like your Merle Fest and things like that, which was strictly like bluegrass and like Yonder Mountain String Band style stuff, like once that kind of stuff ended up kicking off this whole new age like country thing, I think it brings out a whole nother crowd of people who is not used to having that sort of like
an outlet or
a place where it's like, okay, so this is like our little commune for the weekend, like, you know.
I
This
didn't
is
think of it like that, but yeah, there is an element to, and when you walk around out there of pride of the event itself, that they have this space to celebrate. And I say they, I mean, I like a lot of country music, not all of it, but I did enjoy the music that I heard. I mean, it was very well done. The sound was done, really great. I mean, so they put a lot into it and get a lot out of it.
Oh, dude, I saw you out there singing them songs.
Yeah, man.
I saw you out there knowing the words of that shit.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I know lots of country music, man.
No, but man, but seriously though, I think that there's no room in, and I'm a big proprietor of personal space. I'm very strange about that, and not only that, like I'm very strange also about like if I'm live streaming, and I guess it's because I got swatted, but if I'm live streaming and anything happens, like somebody shows up, it actually happened when we were doing an episode of Game of Thrones. And somebody I wasn't expecting showed up, and I kind of like had a little bit of a meltdown just because it's like I'm live,
right?
You know, you're live as we understood that, like that's whatever's going on at the beginning of that. It just like radio days, the red lights over the door, you know, like on air, don't interrupt, and like I think the common people should have the respect for you guys to not interrupt, to not like interfere in that and try to make things about them, which I guess is something that I always say, and my listeners probably, oh, here it goes again. But like people always want to make things about them. People always want to make the situation about them, and they have a hard time with that.
I don't, and it's hard to police, even in my mind, the separation between walking behind the shot, putting your hands up saying woo or whatever, and I guess at the point where you physically touch someone or you come into my space, and I feel like, because I, again, can't really defend myself for those 5 or 6 seconds when I'm talking right at the camera. Yeah. So if you come right here, I don't know what you're going to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So as long as you're not like up in here, you're good. But it's very hard to when you're the only sober person in a group full of people who are not, right? To say, hey, can you not? But I don't know. I do understand it. I understand that you want to be on camera and that you want to say that. I don't know. I don't understand that element, I guess. But it's the point where you're touching somebody or acting like you're going to touch somebody, or
you're just being desperate enough to do whatever it takes to get whatever moment you're trying to create.
That's the part I don't understand, because you can't see it. You're not watching TV right now.
I'll do whatever it takes to get on YouTube.
It's live, so it's not going to be on again later.
Right.
I don't know. I don't really get it. Or maybe people don't understand how it works, one of the two.
I think that's what it is. I think you're just sitting there trying to have a good time and do your job, and then all of a sudden, here comes somebody screwing everything up, and then everything's different now.
Except you can't take the pin off the record. Like, you got to keep it playing. If somebody knocks you, just be like, okay, we're going to keep on going. So it's
exactly.
It's both the fun and the stressful part of going live, really, in general, ever. You know, you don't really know what's going to happen, but yeah. You gotta watch your six, I guess.
But that is part of the adrenaline that you get from it. 100% is like anything could happen now, and it's not supposed to. You know, like anything could happen now, but this is supposed to be perfect.
I mean, my buddy and I, my camera guy Jordy and I, we had a plan. Now we're two dudes walking through there, and we planned out where we were gonna be for that one shot right there. And he didn't. Like, we had planned as far as he didn't put the camera up on the tripod until it was like a minute out from our shot. He didn't turn the light on until it was like 30 seconds out from our shot, just so we weren't drawing attention to ourselves.
That's actually very smart.
And even so, people had staked it out to like mess with us, and like that was the one. The people were still coming by. Jordy would put his hands, like on top of the tripod. People put me on the news. He would just go like this, with his L7 up here, like he's making a screen to like be like, oh yeah, you're on the news now, and people just bought it because they're all drunk. That's what's funny about it. They don't really. There's nothing beyond like, okay, cool, I entertained you for a second. So, we took a lot of camera shots of people without the camera on. We did a lot of interviews where the camera wasn't on the tripod. There was stuff like that. It was fantastic. People just walking out. The camera, like for that shot, the camera's not on, the tripod light's not on. There's no way that we're broadcasting anything, but I have the microphone in my hand with the mic flag.
Yeah.
So people walk up, oh, can you interview me? Can you? Oh, yeah, sure. Well, tell me about the Country Music Fest. Oh, it was great. I love it. All right, awesome. Thanks. Where are you from? Okay, cool. All right, talk to you later. Nothing was ever recorded. Microphone in there. So yeah, I mean, if that's what you're asking for, then I'll entertain it for sure. If
Do you feel like I get the weird sense that you might feel like that's an easier way to talk to people
I would,
that you don't know anyway?
Well,
For me, it would be is why I say that.
I came up in the school of
Kind of short leash
doing-
them a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There is that. There's that element of like, okay, you're right here. It's different if I'm working the camera myself and like, because I'd rather have them on a lav mic
For sure.
than so I don't have to like be up on them.
Oh, yeah.
and I can be near the camera. But yeah, in the sense where there's a camera guy with me, yeah, stick mic all the way, just because it commands a sense of propriety to the no matter, like, obviously people thought I was interviewing them just because the mic flag was in their face. So if that does it, then that does
Well,
it.
another thing too is that defines. Okay, it's your turn to talk. Okay, now it's not anymore. Now it's your turn to talk, and now it's not anymore.
Now you have
know,
right
it's
of
like-
way. Now you do not.
Yes, and I think that's a good way of teaching people how a conversation is supposed to work, because they obviously running up behind somebody, and I still get just pissed off whenever I think about this girl getting slapped on the ass by whoever does that, and it was men and women apparently, and multiple of each, and
That's what she said.
there's no room for that in the kind of world that I want to live in, and I don't think anybody wants to live in a world where that's the kind of thing that's possible.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand where that line falls, because there's just it seems to me there's just a type of person that will do that and a type of person who won't, and
Right.
I don't know where we learned about personal space in our lives.
Yeah, but even with my own friends and my own circle or whatever you want to call it, like, there's a correct way to slap my ass.
there is. So I've discovered in my
How
life.
do you know?
Basically, what we're getting at is that
Not
permission
on live
is
air.
necessary.
No, but I mean, just
Everybody's
even,
got their thing that they're comfortable
even
with.
if
they're
it's
not.
somebody you know,
Yeah.
like everybody with friends, whatnot, like you know the boundaries.
Yeah.
With people you don't know, and you're crossing a boundary that you wouldn't cross with even somebody that you've known your whole life. That's just a reflection of bad character, and I mean, to take it a step further, kind of bad upbringing. Like, you've been raised your whole life just to feel like you're entitled to
It's a selfish
cross that
thing.
line
It's
to
I can
somebody you
take this.
don't even know.
Yeah, I can take this and it's being your body for mine in this one moment, and even that is just like, wow, dude, screw you. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know where, because I mean, I have a friend, and like you said, if it's something you wouldn't even do with your friend. I have a friend that was raised in an abusive household. He doesn't like when people raise their voices around him. My friends and I try really hard not to do that when he's around, just for the sake of, like, I know that that's invading his space in some way that he doesn't enjoy. So if you're going to grant that courtesy to your friends and not to, like, a stranger, that's what I don't understand. Like, forget the inverse.
Absolutely.
If you're not even going to apply it to a stranger, a generic sense of bodily autonomy, I just don't. That's so foreign to me. I don't know if that's crazy that you would just walk up and slap somebody's ass, male or female. I don't know.
Well,
Exactly.
And then another thing too is, like, I mean, I was raised that if you wouldn't do it when your mom's standing next to you, don't do it.
Well, if I lived that life, I'd probably be a little better
Well,
off.
I mean,
frankly.
obviously, there's not a.
I get to say, I get what you're saying.
Anybody that
I
knows
failed.
me knows that I definitely do not live by said code. But
Sorry, Mom.
But I was raised that way.
Yeah,
initially.
no.
Before I left.
Dinner at a friend's house.
Yeah.
She's like, whose friend's house are you having dinner at? And my mom is. So I'm like, well, it's my friend Davey. We're gonna. And she's like, what are you having for dinner? It's like, we're having
the first course,
We're having
having
Chinese. They went out and got Chinese. She's like, oh, is it takeout? I was like, no, we flew to China, Mom.
Yeah.
I just find it hilarious when she stalks out my Facebook. So the tangent was she knows this podcast exists, so I don't know if she'll be able to get on here and see it sometime, but she'll probably take issue with it.
Hi, Mom.
She would end up watching it one night at 4 a.m. in like 5 years. Be like, I can't believe you said that 5 years ago.
No, man, you're pretty good at policing your words.
I'm better this time than I was after all that peanut butter whiskey last time. I'll tell you. There was some. I was watching like toward the end of it. I'm like,
What?
What did you say? Well, I got to my points eventually. We got around, between the three of us, got around to the points. But yeah, it was a little meandering sometimes.
Well, that's fine.
We
I
were
like
aimlessly
that.
That's just my
wondering.
brain, yeah.
Well, I like that because a lot of people and a lot of these podcasts that I listen to even are ones like this where they don't have any like. And I notice a lot of my other friends when I tell them the podcast that I like, they're like, no, I don't like those. I like these. And I was like, they have a lot of like little sound bites and little clips and everything where everything's all structured. And for this 5 minutes, we're going to talk about this. And for this 5 minutes, we're going to talk about this. And they're like, yeah, I love that. And I'm like, but that's not what a podcast is. Like, it started as a conversation. Like, you're actually having a conversation. Real conversations aren't like, for 5 minutes, we're going to talk about this thing, and then this thing, and this thing. Conversations happen just like this, to where there's a main topic that we're talking about. We're all going to get back to talking about festivals in a second. But shit, I mean...
No, I'm with
Eventually.
you. It's funny as the radio producer that I was, there is an element of always wanting to, because there was, like, I'll take you back to when I was doing stuff at College of Charleston.
Yeah.
Even when I jumped in there, I was the one that was okay. Why don't we do a little more structure to this to kind of like get it going? And it was just, I didn't need much. Don't need much. I don't like much in general, But yeah, that was. But I do like the more conversational. Like, let's just kind of go with the flow, especially because there's no. Again, in radio, there's a time limit. You got to hit hard at the top of the hour, so you got to figure out what time you're going to do stuff. But yeah, I'm more on the podcast vibe.
Because people can listen to this whenever they want to. There's no rush to get any information to them.
Yeah.
They can listen to this at their own pace.
I had an interesting conversation. I have been having, but I saw again rise up, and James and I have been talking about disc golf a little bit lately, so we might could touch on that one day.
Yeah.
But anyway,
turning
to
professional.
bring it back to whatever I was talking about was that the difference between live and taped stuff nowadays. Because when we were coming up, remember, if it was live on TV, and if you missed it, you missed it. If you taped it, that's cool. You can watch it later.
Yeah,
Other than that, until like TiVo
Right.
and all that stuff, you couldn't do it. So it's sort of kind of diminished the viewpoint of like what's live and who cares what's live now, because you can just watch it again later.
Right.
Somebody was bitching about a spoiler, I guess, in one of the tournaments on the disc golf page that they post on YouTube. And everyone was like, "What do you mean? It's just posted there forever? You could see it,
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, it was just posted, but now everyone's seen it. So, like, just because you
Not a
were a little
spoiler
late,
anymore.
it's no
Yeah.
longer a spoiler. Yeah, it was an interesting conversation. I was like, well, this is kind of backwards from what it used to be, but
Yeah, well, live doesn't have that punch it used to.
yeah,
Because I mean, everything you want to see, hear, whatever is right here in your pocket or palm of your hand.
it's an interesting
So-
conversation we have about should we go live for this particular shot or not? And it's like, well, are we really giving?
Well,
them
you want
anything?
the live still has that credibility of first one on the
immediacy.
scene, type
exactly.
of thing, But other than that, some people just well, here's another aspect to look at live.
I'm dying with the live chat
Here,
right now.
and this involves festivals too. I'm actually going to bring
Live
up,
chat's going off.
hilarious.
I'm gonna bring up a point that anybody that goes to any concert, whether it's a festival, a single band, doesn't matter. This is what everybody's doing,
It drives
at
me
concerts.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
And then I do it from time to time because I'm trying to share the experience with the people that couldn't make it. Like sharing the experience with people back home that couldn't get a ticket, couldn't get off,
If
couldn't
you
get
want that thing to be
babysitters.
higher, you'll have to go way up with it because it'll
Let's
drop
go.
down a natural amount whenever you let go with it.
Like, who is this made for?
Like, way up with it. You have to put it by your forehead if you want it to be by your mouth whenever it's dropped down.
Okay.
No,
I
I
see.
mean?
Yeah,
This is
it rests
fantastic.
back down. Shut up, Matt.
Yeah, it's gonna drop.
Okay.
Here.
So now we're
We're in
good.
a second set of hands here.
Gal's arm hair is just
Why you hating, bro?
ruthless.
Why you hating?
I mean, I got tats, so I can't say anything. Okay. All right. So anyway, back to my point. What I was saying is one thing. It's I'll go live. I'll take a video, whatever, of a song, whatever.
Yeah.
Share it on Facebook, whatever. And this thing's all up in my stash.
Swing.
There's people I see that they're
You love
literally.
watching people who don't work with microphones
yeah.
usually work with them.
Yes.
Me too. It's one of my favorite things. I'm sorry.
greatest guy.
I'm sorry. I love
Anyway.
it. I love it.
Anyway, but no, I'll see people that they'll have their cell phones, like they're actually experiencing
Through the phone.
through the phone.
Yeah.
Like there's no better HD high definition than
Not my eyes, but okay.
Been looking at it.
you know, yeah.
Well, and I know a lot of people too that want to like prove that they were there. Like this is
Well, they
proof
want to,
that
yeah,
I'm
they're
here.
part of that.
But that's
This is
why
proof that I'm here.
like what I enjoy doing a lot of times is maybe I may take one video or something, but it'll be like Snapchat length of like 10 or 6 because I know I was there. I know here I saw this. I'm more interested in taking but maybe 10 to 12 really good shots of the band or whomever.
Yeah.
Using my phone just to see what I can do because I'm ADD like that. Other than that, half the time when you're at a concert, at least for me, I can't even dang use my phone, man. Like I can't even get service.
Can't
to
even
use my-
gonna
That was
use
some
my damn
Texas that
phone.
popped
like,
out right there.
There's
But
so
yeah.
many people around.
Yeah,
that
like
you-
it's not even
yeah.
worth it. But yeah,
You talking about disliking crowds?
I was just reading
I am
that.
the king of that.
I'm that way as well.
I am such an introvert that like, and it's different because people are like, oh, you don't ever see you anymore. And I'm like, yeah,
You
well,
suck all my energy out. That's why.
they don't understand that. Like, and it's
Yeah.
nothing personal.
And you can't
Really
can't
isn't.
say that in an easy way
Yeah.
without them being completely offended
Yeah.
by what
If you
you're
don't
saying.
get it, you just don't get it.
Yeah, they
Exactly.
just take it strictly as I don't want to hang it. That's why they hear I don't like you. I mean, that's
Yeah, I
kind of
mean-
what I mean.
I like you in doses. That's all.
Yeah,
I mean, I wish I could
like you
just-
upon request.
I wish
But
I
I
could
mean, I
just
feel
wave
that
my
way.
wand and make it all go away.
I feel that way about most people, though.
I
That's
can't.
just. I mean, it's not. It's just the way I am. I don't know, because I consider myself an extrovert, but I had to store up some energy before I do. You know.
Yeah, that's the
Crowds,
thing. Like
yeah.
we're like rechargeable batteries, and there's only certain outlets that we can plug ourselves into to recharge from. Mine
Yeah.
is this house. Like and this is the only
Yeah.
place that'll recharge it. Like for me, and if I'm away from it for too long, if my battery goes dead, there's a hand on a switch. Doesn't mean that it's going to flip, but the hand's on it. You same way?
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
Are you that way at all?
I'm an odd breed. I can be completely one sided or the other. If people see me out and about sometimes, and I'm just keeping to myself, they're like, "Wow, he's in a shitty mood.
Yeah.
Let's go poke him."
Well, see, when I saw you the other night, though, like, and this is, I mean, this happened, not the first time it's happened, obviously, but when I ask you, I'm like, hey, you good? Because I will check in. He's like, you know, if you look tired or whatever, you're like, oh, I'm just having a rough time, or I had a bad day, or I'm just tired.
been a long week,
That's
whatever.
all I need, though. I'm with you. Other than that,
Yeah.
like, all right, if you don't want to talk, I don't need to talk. Man, we've sat at the bar beside each other plenty of times and maybe said 4 words, you know, just because that's. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. And
Yeah.
if you don't
Yeah,
get that,
right.
people don't get that. I don't know. It's weird to me.
Yeah.
People take it personal that you. It's not that you don't want to be around them. It's just that you would rather be home, and it's nothing against them.
Yeah.
It's just that you would just. I'd rather be in my space by myself.
Let me
right
let me
now,
put this
and that's
into a
just-
perspective too. I've told you this little analogy I
yeah.
have of when I go out, like if I get off work and I just want to stop by and have a couple quickies at the. Oh, well, let me rephrase that. If I just want to have a couple drinks before I head home, you know, I'll put. Well, the sound bites are just popping tonight. I'm
loving it, man.
But you know, like sometimes when I go out, like you know, I like put it into like a football game. I'm just kicking off. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the beginning of my game,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to go the distance. And then I come to some people, and man, they're not even in the fourth quarter. They're not in the second overtime. They're in
the locker room.
way past kickoff.
They're in the locker room.
And they're
Yeah, that I don't have.
like
yeah.
I have no patience
No.
for that whatsoever. And that's usually when I just try to keep to my own little spot, keep to my own space, whatever. When people come by, I'm just like, I'm just having a bad day, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just not at your level just yet.
Yeah.
You know. And 10 years ago, my 10 years ago self would be like, okay,
I have to get on that level
I
now.
need to
Match
chug,
this.
5
Yeah.
Rumple Mints in 10 minutes, and
That sounds bad. That sounds like something you shouldn't do.
anyway, and try to catch up to that level, and then yeah, and then there's
That's
people.
too much. That's
And these other people are living on a different planet.
I like that one. That was good. Yeah.
I know, it kind of made me feel neat. Made me feel at home for a second. But yeah, like sometimes, it's just not necessarily I'm not wanting company. It's just, like
don't want
some
drunk
people, they're
people as
just
company,
completely smashed, and I'm on my number one.
Well, we've gotten to a point to where, dude, I'm so fucked up. Dude, me too. Forget my language, Mom. But
That's pretty fucked up you said that.
Mom doesn't care.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm obviously not talking to mine, and
I
we
was
know
gonna
what
say,
that's
I
about.
was
Man.
like,
We're not talking, but nah. Like, oh, dude, just you've advanced past the where conversation to where just telling each other how drunk you are. And if you think about it, I noticed it the other night at a gig we played up in North Cherry Grove, actually. Just these guys parked next to me, and we walked across the street because it was bad, and they were just the whole time. Both of them were just telling each other how drunk they were. And that was the entirety of their conversation, and then talking about how much they drank to get to that point to each other. That was the entirety of their conversation.
It's like
And I
a
thought,
validation thing.
yeah. Well, I thought that was like, okay, so this is what conversations used to be like when I was at that point in my life, and just we've advanced past that point to where we want to have intelligent, meaningful conversation that something we can learn from. Or gain some sort of knowledge from every single time. If not, why have a conversation if you're not going to gain something from it, correct?
It's just small talk is just draining, exhausting.
God, it really
It's
is.
excruciating.
I was like, I don't even like doing it. I'll do it, and my friends, I'm just doing it to say something. But yeah, I don't really.
Well, it's
I
like
can't.
where he and I hang out from time to time.
We've known each other.
I'm going to sit next to him because I know
Right?
it's safe.
Right.
The water's warm. It's not too hot.
Yes.
It's not full of baby Ruths.
It's fine
You
to
never
sit.
know.
It's fine to sit quietly next to someone if there's nothing to say.
Yeah.
Well, not
It's
even
fine.
quiet. Just
That's
knowing that no
fine.
matter what, I know, like, I'm never going to catch him. Just like he's going to be like, "I did. You got to pull my finger."
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I
what?
can't
What?
say that's.
Like,
I mean,
that
I may
would
do
never
that, but
happen.
I'll do it nicer than that, though, if I were going to do that.
Yeah, or you just slide it under the table and like give me the
Hey,
little.
man, check my finger out.
Come on, man, give it a little tug. Was that a soundbite?
You
Man,
don't understand the
I feel like
beauty
something
of
just
that
went
moment.
Something
That's
just went
so
inside
great.
of my ear just now. Oh yeah, seriously. Something just shifted.
That's
Oh,
right. You know what? Right down the fairway on that one.
Okay. So, what y'all?
Oh, man. that's
Dude,
so
no, but
great.
seriously though, like, yeah, I don't know, man. That's just they're talking about snakes and the live.
Yeah, I'm like trying to understand how we even got here.
Well,
I
no,
mean,
one of them. I'm keeping up with it. A Florida native is Liz was asking if they'd have ever seen any of those giant monstrous snakes down there in Florida.
Wow, I hear they have some snakes.
Yeah,
I got one right here.
tell you what.
Everybody, calm down.
Loving it. Please.
Snake. All right. I was wondering where the hell that was going. It just kept going.
Love it.
Hello.
Game over.
It's fantastic. They aren't talking to
Trying to
us.
like look around your.
They're not talking to us apparently, so we don't.
And that's totally fine. You guys can have your own. You guys can have your own little conversation in there.
I'm loving it. It's fantastic. Every time I look down, I'm like, wow, that makes no sense, and I have to read up about 5 lines to figure out where we got to.
Yeah, right.
A+ to the sound guy though, so I
That's
have to
right.
agree with that one. Yeah,
Ronald, you're doing a good
it
job.
warms my radio heart. I tell you what, it does.
You're doing a good job. I've been watching, like I said, I've been watching so much Kill Tony. By the way, I didn't finish answering your question earlier, and I haven't forgotten about it. I'll get to it later.
Well, I forgot about it, so
I have no idea what you're talking about, so I've completely forgotten about it.
welcome to my brain.
Oh, well, guess what? You know what you guys just did? You just hit
Powered up.
jackpot
Yeah,
because
nice.
because I'm going to be telling you some cool stories here.
Oh, sweet. I love
So,
stories.
Kill Tony, the podcast that I listen to a lot. My listeners are probably sick of hearing me talk about it by now, but you're just going to have to do it again. It's Tony Hinchcliffe, who is one of the main roast writers. He's like Jeff Ross's second in command, I would say. So him and Brian Redband, who started Joe Rogan's podcast with him, is like a soundboard wizard. And I mean, he just has this iPad set up where and every now and he screws up. Like, I'm not saying he screws up. He misses probably, 7 times out of 10. But 3 times out of 10, he hits it so on point that you don't care about that.
Yeah.
You don't care about that. It's like he might strike out, he might strike out 7 times out of 10. But you know what that makes you in baseball?
It's pretty damn good.
The greatest player in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 out of 10.
That's why that one was so yes.
Yes. In baseball, a man who fails 7 times out of 10 is the greatest in the game.
That means it's hard to do.
Can you imagine that? Or somebody who fails 7 times. But anyway,
I can imagine one side of it.
Yeah, right.
But not the greatest part.
But no, seriously, I mean, just every once in a while, he'll just be like, right in there. I mean, just perfect.
I felt that.
Yeah, it had some.
Every now and again, he nails it. But then every now and again, it may piss somebody off, and
They turn into a dog.
yeah, they get terrified.
Not a big dog. That's like a border collie.
I mean,
or
that was
something.
that was a medium-sized
That
dog.
was like a
but it
border
was,
collie.
yeah.
But no, you were talking about being the only sober person in a crowd full of very not sober people.
Yeah.
And which reminded me that when you asked me why I quit drinking, that I just told you about the day and all the things that happened, where there was the Bloody Mary competition at Half Shell, and there was the Taste of the Marsh Walk, and then the thing at Quigley's. All that happened on one day. And I think everybody got so hammered and so blackout. I was taking shots at 11 o'clock that morning at Half Shell. And I was hammered by like 6 o'clock that evening.
Wow.
And I went to bed by like, I don't know. I just went around and just tried to help somebody get home. And they pulled me down with them, and I busted my head on their front lawn, and pretty sure I got a giant concussion, and went back to Tito's. I was grabbing the cue ball, throwing it at the fastballing it at the back door, like crying, just being erratic, and just saying a bunch of crazy things and telling secrets that shouldn't have been told on people and things like that.
Now that I got y'all's attention.
Yeah, right? Like, it was like almost like I just did like a 8-hour build a soapbox for like a 30-minute rant of life. And the next day I woke up and I was like, I feel so bad. I don't think I was punching myself in the face, like in the head, like I was hitting myself, like literally punching myself, because I was just in a bad shape, man.
Yeah.
And that was like after, I'm sure, a bottle of Rumple plus whatever else I might have had that morning, because they were vodka shots, because it was the Bloody Mary competition.
Of course.
I don't like tomato juice.
So
Yeah. I don't like tomato
without
juice.
the tomato juice.
Can I get a clear one?
Be like, oh man, you guys have the best Bloody
Yeah,
Marys
put the
down
celery
here.
in there. I'll stir it around.
Be screwdrivers. Hold the orange juice on the screwdriver.
Who had the best Bloody Mary? I'm not the best person to ask, because that's more of a sauce thing. I'm not into that.
I'm
so I
more
was
of a
just pounding.
clear Mary.
Yeah, and not only that, these were hot shots of vodka, like neat.
No.
Vodka neat.
No.
And all vodka is the same by law. So here's the thing.
Yeah,
if you
but-
pay more than bottom shelf price for vodka, don't do that, and I'll tell you why. Vodka by law has to be made to specific specifications, which is the same word for those keeping count, to be considered vodka.
Specific specifications? Can
Yes.
you run that by me one more
Which is
time?
the same
specify
word
about-
for
can you-
those
can
keeping
you
count.
specify
Well, it's like
about those
it's like
specific
wine
specifications,
is
No,
in
seriously.
France and Italy. It has to anyway. Go ahead.
Yes,
But
but listen,
I was about to
any-
go off on a different tangent. On your tangent.
anytime you pay more than bottom shelf price for vodka, you're literally paying for the label on the front of the bottle, because that's all that changes. By law, all vodka has to be made the same way to be considered vodka. By law. So all vodka is the same. Grey Goose to Burnett's. It's the same shit.
Well, I'm glad I've only ever had the cheap stuff.
It's true.
Even those, and
Even
I'm just,
Belvedere.
I'm a rye vodka guy. Belvedere is my shit.
Yeah.
So you got some that are made of wheat, some corn, some grape, some rye.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably somebody
Rice.
made some out of battery.
Like,
So I mean, are you saying it's the specific recipe guidelines and not the actual, like the mash could be different, but the rest of the process is the same?
no. I mean,
Because I can actually take, I'm a vodka fanatic. I don't want to say that because that just makes me sound like I'm a fucking alcoholic and I'm trying to put
Vodka
I'm
fanatic.
trying to dip it in chocolate. Like,
an enthusiast.
I'm an aficionado. I drink a lot of fucking vodka. No, but I can literally discern the different flavors of vodkas. So that's what I don't know. I don't want to get in a challenge of what you just said, but I can literally taste the difference.
by definition, it has to be distilled until it is colorless, odorless, and tasteless. By definition.
Well, it's never tasteless. I don't care whoever's like, it's like drinking water. No, it's not.
No, it's
Because
not.
when's the last time you woke up and in that little glass next to your bed, everybody knows what that glass I'm
Yeah.
talking about. The safety blanket glass. Like, oh, I'm going to go to bed, but if I get a little more thirsty, I still got a little bit. But, no. And then you wake up in the morning, and how many of us have chugged that glass?
I've
And
done
like,
it before.
I can't tell if it's water or vodka. No, you know right away when it's vodka.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like a Mack truck hits you right in the throat.
That's what it does.
You wouldn't know about that.
But no. Don't worry, he's fine. Don't worry about him, Liz. He's good. But no, it's I just sent y'all a video of in what NPR
I was looking
Planet
at that.
Money, a
Yeah.
Planet Money short. There's no such thing as fancy vodka by NPR. That's the video that I watched. I think it is. That's funny. Anyway.
Huma.
It's pretty much about how the people who started Absolute and Belvedere
That's
and
what
Grey
I was
Goose
just reading on another page. Yeah.
and Grey Goose, it was all marketing. It was like they were buying different vodkas from elsewhere and just like
Yeah.
it was the same people who marketed Jägermeister. And
It's wild.
yeah. Anyway, it's an interesting video. It's only like 4 minutes. But what's up? What up, Abby? What up, Liz? I see y'all in the chat down there. I hadn't forgot about you. We're just having human conversation, which is what we were just talking about that is in short supply these days, is human conversation.
I agree.
Humans don't talk no more, man.
I got this bit that I've been saying at the
I just
at
texted
gigs.
you, by the way. Did you get that?
Or what?
Just kidding. I'm
sorry,
totally
that's
kidding. I'm totally
hilarious.
kidding.
I was gonna say that was just totally
Yeah,
organic.
did I
That's
get my
fantastic.
text just now? Jeez. Stop ignoring me.
Stop putting me on Iggy, bro.
What's a guy got to do to read a text around here?
What's a guy got to do to read a text around here?
You got me Iggy, bro.
No, but yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, you know, not to go off on too many.
Smile, James.
Who
For
dat?
who?
Whom?
What was that all about?
I'm taking some Instagram shots for later. I want to take this moment in the middle of this broadcast to tell you guys that we have surpassed 300 subscribers finally. We did that yesterday. Brandon Burkhart, ladies and gentlemen. My buddy Brandon was the... do that again, James. Try that one more time.
What's that?
Excellent job.
Yeah. You, not so much.
Yeah, no, it's
Think of that. I just enjoyed the smell of my own fart face right there is what I just saw. Oh, that was good.
oh yeah.
Oh, man, I wish somebody was around to smell that.
Zing.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we have finally surpassed 300 subscribers, and my next milestone would be 400, but I'm going to go a little past that. 420 subscribers is
Nice.
my next milestone.
That's a weird number.
I understand.
yeah. Not a lot of people.
What's up with that number?
Yeah, it's not a lot of people know what that means, but
Is that like Matchbox 20's like last album?
yeah, I think so. Yourself or
Their
someone
fourth
like
album?
What?
What?
I'm not crazy.
Fake-
I'm
fake-
just
fake
a
news says
little
what?
unwell. I
Yes.
know. Right now you can't tell. Just wait. Man, I can't even. I'm ruthless on myself.
Yourself or someone like you was their first one?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's the only
my
thing
brain was
that's-
happening, and then more.
Yeah.
Why? I can't remember the last. Album.
Said I don't know if you've ever been really loved.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, everybody. Y'all have to listen to
I
this.
think that the truth is gonna hurt.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we can cut it out.
Yes.
All right, we can cut it out.
And I'm a little angry.
But yes, I did. I did have my own gig too, and I did meet Liz here at the Island Bar the other night. She drove all the way down from Charlotte to see Jamie's show. My buddy Jamie Deluxe
Yeah.
has Jamie.
Yeah.
You know Jamie?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, Jamie has a very successful YouTube account, and in other news, he's just been in bands forever. Like I've always heard his name around all the people that I hang out with, and he does video work as well. He's a videographer as well. So yeah, he had his gig with his band Lawrence LaRusso the other night at Island Bar, and some of his YouTube subscribers and mine, Liz here, drove all the way down from Charlotte to hang out, and I showed up, and y'all probably, you definitely know me well enough to know that I never go anywhere.
Yeah.
I never go anywhere. And we've talked
I feel
enough to
you,
know
yeah.
that I don't think either one of us, we're about the same, I think,
Yeah.
on a lot of that
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I might be a little bit worse because at least you do go to dinner at friends' houses.
Well, that
and
was. I thought I was working today, and then I was off, so I was already out, and I was like, "What are you
Yeah.
guys doing?" Yeah, that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it's still the same people. For
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
like 3 people maybe that I'll go.
Right. But yeah, she got to witness me being like a unicorn walking into a place where everybody knew me and hadn't seen me in forever. So it's like a family reunion every single time I walk into a bar because there's so much time in between the last
Yeah.
time that I did.
Yeah,
And yeah,
it's a nice feeling
Yeah, it is. It's all right. It's all right.
for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. For about 10 minutes is right.
Yeah.
And then Liz knows that I got there and I was like, it's so good to meet you. I didn't know you were going to be here, but I'm only here for just a minute. Like, you don't understand. I'm here for a very, very short amount of time. But anyway, okay, I'll get out of the way. All right. So, you were saying before we started actually going live that the thing that you were reading about was not Bass Nectar, not a Bass Nectar show, but it was something different.
No, there was I forgot where the outdoor. It was one of those EDM outdoor festivals, and something similar. Yes.
Du hast nicht, du hast.
Anyway, yeah, it's an EDM festival. There was lightning in the area or something along
Or
those
was it glow
lines.
sticks?
And yeah, or really bad music. Really bad musical. Anyway, sorry all you EDM fans out there. But anyway, so yeah. So the video I saw
all free with the
was
show,
was basically they did a little, a weather evacuation of the festival, and some of these kids, doesn't really matter what kind of age demographic they're from because they're all there for one reason, but there were some of them that were taking it upon themselves to actually destroy some of the artists. Like, if you've been to a festival,
man.
you'll see a lot of artists join that and promote their
yeah.
work, and they'll spend a couple of days beforehand building a little structure or
Yeah.
something, not to like the Burning Man extent of it, but still the same thing.
Yeah.
These kids were just destroying all this private
the
property of people that had put
Brother
together.
Smitty that painted my Hank is probably rolling over in his bed right now listening to this. I would say grave, but he's not dead. He's still living very much.
This is rolling around.
But
He's probably rolling around and not hearing that.
But yeah, but
hard
as
getting
far as the
destroyed.
Bass Nectar, what I was confused with those two. It's not really relevant, but there was two shows that were canceled, and I didn't really read as far into it as the reason why Bass Nectar was canceled. I do know that they've been banned from several locations because their name says it all, Bass Nectar.
Yeah.
Some of the places that they have played at, the bass, not the nectar, is so intense that it's, just beyond sound ordinance protocol.
He should change his name to Noodle Hair.
Who, Bass Nectar?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's what he looks like.
That is fair. Yeah.
But yeah, so
Angel
apparently he was supposed to play 2 nights in a row, and the road leading into the venue that he was supposed to play 2 nights in a row, there was just a big, one of those street marquees with the digital lettering saying Bass Nectar canceled these 2 nights. And apparently, even so, there were some individuals that took it upon themselves to still go in and try to create some mayhem to, because some people aren't good about just expressing their discontent and their disdain. Yeah, they're like, I got to tear some shit down. I got to light something on fire to show people, business.
So is the element of, and I know I've mentioned this last time.
That's not going to help him come back any faster to that place.
Yeah, well, the
Let
element
me just tell you fans that.
Of
Right.
social media that gives everyone a platform kind of translates into what we were talking about earlier with people not really, and then in this regard too, not really staying within their personal boundaries when they are upset or they want to express themselves.
Yeah.
Like trying
It's
to
a
be on the
heightened-
news
yeah.
or trying to go into Bass Nectar when it's closed just because they're pissed off and they want to make their opinion known. There's that element now of everyone having their platform and say, well, I'm going to make sure that everyone hears what I have to say or sees me or whatever. So I think there is a weird little tangential connection to that.
Well, of course.
That overall.
You get,
you know what it is?
Once you've
Vibe.
spent,
Well, yeah.
booty butt hurt. And once you spent all day, I'm sure, ranting on the social media platform that, you really have no accountability because you're just hauling off with your thumbs. Sometimes that gives people like somewhat of a false sense of confidence in a public setting.
Yeah.
So temporarily they can disengage from their typical behavior and go to that thumb war kind of mindset and physically act out what their thumb said earlier that day or earlier, whatever.
Did you see that tweet about I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was, but somebody had said something to somebody on Twitter about like something negative or whatever, and this person like showed up to their work.
Oh, great.
And was like with cameras and stuff, and was like, "All right, we're gonna have to go outside right now. You said this online, so now I'm here."
Yeah, you wrote the check. Let's cash
Yeah,
it.
right. And then it's like, "Oh man, I was just talking, man." And he's like, "No, I ain't talking. I'm gonna need you to come outside."
Yeah, there's an element of that too. Yeah, that's always a fun part too.
Right.
Or you can even get that piece with people that are like, hey, put me on the news.
People
put
and
me on
pizza.
the news. I want to be on the news. All right, I'll turn the
Yeah.
camera on. You want to be on the news? All right, here you go. Oh, I was just kidding. I don't want to be on the news. Like, well, what the heck, man?
Stage fright.
Yeah, right.
Or they're
Thumbs-
actually pizza, and that's
Thumbs
why
have no. Pizza sounds great right
Pizza.
now.
Oh man, pizza always sounds
pizza
good.
is always delicious.
And I'm asking this question to people out there: how many of you guys follow the Stool Presidente on Instagram? Who is Barstool Sports, the president of Barstool Sports? He's the guy who came up with it, and his name is Portnoy, David Portnoy, and he was the originator of Barstool Sports. We all know what Barstool Sports is. So he goes and he reviews pizza at all of these different places. He
I know
does
you're
the
talking
pizza
about now.
reviews. And I watch those things every chance. Like every time
All
I see
I've seen
one,
is
I'll watch
interruptions. All I've seen is people come out of there like, that place is garbage. Like,
one. Yeah.
Anyway, good.
And he's like, good flop, one bite. Everybody knows the rules. And just like takes his bite of pizza, and he's like, It's not a bad pizza, Frankie. Not a bad pie. I'll give it 5.8, whatever. And he just does these all like legitimate pizza reviews. And every single time I see one, I'm like looking at the clock, being like, man, what time is it? Domino's still open.
I need some pizza.
That's the only thing that I did. That Domino's app, dude, has got me like
It's legit.
destroyed. That Domino's app has destroyed me.
Can't you like send them a pizza emoji now, and they'll just send you your pizza that you love?
Yeah, if you text them a pizza emoji and you have like
your profile set up and whatnot.
yes.
Yeah,
it'll just order you the your regular order.
it's amazing.
Really?
This is the future.
The future is here, dude.
It's the future.
Too bad the pizza is still shit.
I like Domino's.
Domino's-
pizza.
bro.
Domino's is way better than it used to be.
And if you get those,
Well,
have you
you're right.
ever
I'll give you
done the
that.
handmade pans?
yeah,
those are the ones. The black
Amazing.
box.
yeah,
And I tell you what, it tastes like.
it tastes.
I mean, just for a minute,
I gotta walk that one off.
for a minute, you're in heaven.
Oh, that's a thing. I've just been holding it. Weak.
Oh yeah. By the way, you can do that at any point. We're over the hour point now, so we're gonna be wrapping this thing up. But just again to, damn man, that's a heavy flow.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Where's your applause? We need the applause.
Oh yeah, right. Jesus. I mean, this is.
My mom used to give me Hershey's Kisses when she was trying to potty train me. She gave me Hershey's Kisses. I got one, for a 1, 2 for a 2. So
Oh
I've always been a
yeah.
Hershey's Kisses fan. So if you're bringing up a kid, there's some advice. Yes, it's the right answer. Kid won't
Correct.
go in the pot. Candy. Boom.
That's right. Oh come on, James.
Hello, Liz. They're talking about food. It's about to be over. That's correct because I'm hungry now.
Yeah, right.
Do you see, Liz? They're talking about food. It's about to be over. Congratulations, bro. Welcome back.
Yeah. Oh man, that was.
Okay, well, now you've inspired me, so now I have
Don't
to.
worry, I didn't
Yeah,
flush.
go do your thing. That's fine. Flush all you need to.
So, where are we at on time?
We're wrapping up here in a second.
All right. I just wanted to, kind of bring back to light about the main topic we're talking about is festivals and whatnot. And,
Yes.
everybody that are doing it, you can have fun. Obviously, there's always going to be the bad lettuce in and out everywhere.
Indeed.
But anybody that knows that's been to festivals, where the bad areas are.
Yeah.
Where to go if you're trying to
Absolutely.
be bad, whatever. But keep it there. Keep the bad where the bad is. Don't bring it with you. If you're gonna do certain illicit things, make sure you know something about what you're getting. There's a lot of there was a festival not too long ago that somebody was spiking vape pens with the fentanyl.
Oh.
And so that being said, like I said, if you're going to buy illicit things, know or trust who you're getting it from or who's getting it for you.
Yeah, that's scary.
I mean, but furthermore, don't rely on security at a festival to save you. Also, use your common sense. Just use your common sense. If
You have a brain, use it.
yeah, because I've seen some people like, well, where was security? I'm like, they usually don't hang out inside of the porta potties when you're buying drugs from a drug dealer. Like they're usually not there. That's where
Yeah.
security wasn't.
Wonder what's the point of putting this fentanyl stuff and everything? Wonder what do they gain from that? What
I
is
don't
that?
understand.
I
either,
have,
'cause you're
I
just
have
killing
like,
somebody, right?
well,
You're
that's
deadly.
I think
Basically?
it's
Like,
population control and the back of my brain that
they'd
thinks.
be doing it more, wouldn't they?
Well, China's the leading producer of fentanyl, so you know how they are.
Well,
Well,
some
not that
Chinese
you-
food earlier.
you
It
have a
was pretty
Chinese
They
background,
are
but I'm just saying. They're
Overpopulated
a
AF.
communist country, and they know how to control their population. So maybe they're trying. I don't know.
I think
I
they're
don't
going
want
to
to go
space,
off too.
though.
I don't want to like end up.
Rocket Man.
I think they're going to space, though.
Been doing spacey things. But anyway, yes, everybody have fun this festival season. Stay safe. Try to help each other out, man. That's what festivals are
Being
all
good
about.
people, right?
It's about coming together for a universal cause and saying, everything around us isn't perfect, but let's at least have a good time.
Everybody is the type of person that doesn't want to be touched until you know her. Like, think that everybody
Yeah.
is that. Just pretend that everybody
Just
is
pretend
covered
there's
in
actual
porcupine and
boundaries.
needles.
Yeah.
Just pretend that everybody in the world doesn't want to be touched and doesn't want to be bothered.
Especially
unless
females.
they're
If
prompted.
females want to be touched, they'll let you know.
They will let you know.
But other than that,
I mean, not me, but they'll let somebody know.
Yeah.
never mind. I'm not going to.
I made a joke of myself. You can't even have it. No, you can't even have it.
I was going to add salt and pepper. I was going to salt
You gonna
bay
salt
it.
bay that? Okay.
But yeah, and let's just go back to respecting each other, and
Exactly.
If you want to act like a hooligan, then go off in that one little grassy area, the muddy area, nobody else is out, and get your dumb on. I mean,
I think Aretha Franklin said it best when she said, "RESPECT is really what it comes down to."
Yeah.
To quote the famous song. That face right there is
What it means, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. And that's actually a really good final thought there for you. I mean,
The last one.
I'm just saying that because
I've
we
all watched Jerry Springer. We know what it's about.
Yeah, be good to yourselves and each other. That's all it is, man.
No, I mean that was a good final thought that you had there. I was going to give
that's
you the
always his
opportunity to
final thought.
also. That is though. I will say this: you're very much about just like respect everybody's wavelength.
Yeah, I mean, be yourself, but
Yeah,
be yourself, but don't press yourself on anybody else. I mean, that can be a metaphor, it could be literal, whatever. Like, act how you
literally be a metaphor.
want to act, but don't let it impede somebody else's space. I mean, it's not difficult. It's not too much to ask.
Exactly.
It's should be common sense, but it's not common.
right. It's very uncommon these days.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies
with
and gentlemen.
the fantastic and most profound thought of the podcast, Matt Parris, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. I'd like to. I've got no more thoughts. I've run out.
I set you up for a homer,
Let
dude.
me check my thought quilt. No, that's yeah. I mean, I can't really say much more than what James is saying as far as just I will put it from the media standpoint just to say that if you do see, I mentioned it earlier, but if you see somebody out in the public and they're, most of the times you'll see a reporter by themselves these days because that's
Right.
just the way our world is now. A reporter out there with a camera and they're looking at the camera and they're talking. They are very vulnerable in that moment. If there's a way that you can talk to them and not creep them out, find it. If
You
can,
just screwed yourself, dude.
I screwed myself when I
So you
started.
mean I can do anything I want to him when
Well,
he's
I'm
on
just-
air? Sweet.
The thing is, the people that will do that will do it anyways. They don't need permission or not. They're just going to do it anyways. So, but yeah, just
Are you about a size
are you-
14?
don't forget to stretch out those creamy hamstrings. But no, just don't mess with people while they're doing their job. I don't go to your job and grab you and
Regardless if they're
Yell
doing
at
their
you.
job or not, just respect each other, period.
yeah,
I mean,
it's like Aretha said.
Abby,
R-E-S-P-R-E-T.
Abby, James did get compensated for the oversold festival.
James is the oversold festival.
He did get compensated for that.
What's that even mean?
Exactly.
Nailed it.
Kobe.
Yes,
Jesus,
I
that was
did.
instant
We got
kill
we
right
got
there.
fully compensated for the festival. The Epicenter DWP, I believe is the name of the promotions company. Did send out an honorary half of your Saturday back kind of thing of.
Thanks, guys.
I mean, but so some were not as fortunate, but at least the matter was addressed. I think is a huge thing because
Exactly.
they were just the Epicenter kept posting all these. Oh, look at such and such 311 on the main stage. And and everybody's harping about the day before, and they're not addressing any of that whatsoever. You know, and yeah. So I mean, hopefully they take
of a Napoleon
full
Dynamite.
accountability, and preventive measures are set and met
Set and met.
for future festivals, not just by DWP, but anybody else that are bringing a bunch of strangers together in the middle of nowhere, and they're trusting you with their life, their safety, and they're going to good time. So if you can't give them one, give them their money back.
Right.
Dun dun.
Seriously, some of these people, I mean,
I don't know why I heard the
some of
Law
these
and
people
Order music
can't really
after that, but I did.
afford to pay some of
Wish
the.
I had it.
You know, these festivals
That's what
are
we need,
asking
man.
like $300-400 a day.
In other words,
You know-
guys, just don't be a.
Yeah, really, that's it. Yeah.
And by beep, he means a dick.
What do you ever listen to Vlog Brothers? Where I always say, "Don't forget to be awesome." Don't forget to be awesome. That's all it is, man.
Yeah.
You can blur
Don't
it out.
forget to be awesome.
Don't forget to be bleep, and then just fill it in yourself.
Yeah, whatever you do, guys, don't forget to be.
Oh, and then when you're in Charlotte on June 21st, that was not.
You ever see the series bloopers where they do it?
Goodness.
Where like,
Unnecessary bleep.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
No, June 21st, Ethereal Earth Gems and Jewelry will be represented at the Fish Show in Charlotte at the PNC
Oh,
Pavilion.
man.
You're gonna go there and get your rocks off.
Boom, 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 boom. And Ethereal Eats, my side private chef company, we're considering doing a pop-up.
What?
Yep.
Pop up.
Yes,
pop-up
sir. Featuring delectable vegetarian and vegan options from the usual grilled cheese selection. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
You grill my cheese, James.
I don't even know if that'd even be like pleasant for either one of us. Grill my cheese.
If you made me a grilled cheese, I would eat it. I'll say that. That's all I know.
I don't know if I want to make you like
Okay,
grill
well,
my
fine.
cheese.
You
Man,
grill my cheese, brother. I don't
You
wanna
get
tell you.
weird, son. No, but
wanna tell you, man.
yeah. So Ethereal Earth is going to be a strong presence on June 21st in Charlotte for Fish, and come check us out. We'll be on the lot and making it happen for you.
Woo.
Absolutely. Maybe Dead and Company the week after that too. Not sure if I have to pick one of the two. I'm definitely doing Fish because I'm not going into more specifics than that. But
Because
Fish fans are. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop.
All
More
right,
lucrative. I'll put it
guys.
that way.
Well,
Yes.
I certainly appreciate both of you for taking time out of your busy evenings
Yeah.
to spend with this hippie who does not want to leave his house.
I'm down.
I appreciate y'all for doing that.
Hey, nothing to love. Nothing but love.
Yeah.
Nothing but love. And all of our online folks, Liz, Eve, Abby, Tiger, whoever's still here now. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Sorry I wasn't as active. We'll catch up later. But thanks for hanging out with us. Anywho, YouTubers, hang tight for just a second. Audio folks, in case you skipped past this in the very beginning, today, Brother James Phillips and Brother Matt Parris are both here. James Phillips on Facebook if you're interested in that at all, and Matt Parris, WPDE, on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Yeah, consistency.
And
And
right.
also Ethereal
2 R's,
Earth.
1 S.
Ethereal Earth Gems and Jewelry is on Facebook as well.
That's right.
Feel free to check us out on
And
that.
it is
Got a lot of
spelled
pretty rocks.
like
ETHEREAL Earth.
that's right.
It's like E the real.
E
As
the
I always
real.
ethereal.
E the real.
the real.
That's how I spell things too. Oh, yeah, I get it.
You have to do that.
Yeah. You have to enunciate it.
Like
kind of.
Rendez Vos.
Yes, Rendezvous. Wednesday is another one.
Yeah,
for me.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
To get her
Yeah.
together.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a spelling bee champ, bitches.
Bro, me
Spelling
too,
bee champion
man.
as well.
I lost against an 8th grader on Bureau.
What, last week?
Oh man. You want to hear my spelling bee? Real quick. 7th grade, I won the school spelling bee. Went to the city spelling bee. This was in Little Mountain area, North Carolina. So not much of a city, but still, I was in the city spelling bee. Yes, exactly. I drew number 1. I drew the first word. So I was like, oh crap, I gotta go first. I go up there, I'm spelling champion, I'm super confident, like I got this, no big deal. All these kids are idiots, I'm gonna get this. The word is stretch. And I go, number one, first word, citywide spelling bee, the whole auditorium's full. STRECTH. Strength.
Strength.
Yeah. And I spelled it so fast that I knew I was right. You know, it's like 7th grade.
It's like what happens when you get over strep throat.
And,
you get strep throat.
Yeah. And so, that's how I embarrassed myself in front of the whole city.
Moment of
yeah.
for Mr.
Really a
Parris.
life-defining moment, honestly.
My word that I got wrong is mint.
It's like mint too, or mint like.
That's
I
the
get
thing.
the
I didn't
word in
ask.
a
I
sentence,
did not
please?
ask for it
No.
used to be sentence.
Can
and
I get the
said
word in a
M-I-N-T
sentence, please?
mint, and I I don't know. I was
DOUBLEMINT.
I was quite the same as a child as you could imagine as I am right now. I was like hammer time. I think I did the hammer dance and like slapped the other girl's book out of her hand and was like, yeah, suck it. And like,
Dang.
no, MEANT was the correct. Yeah,
That's not even
Spelling bee
fair,
champion. And I know
Yeah.
you know how to spell it, Liz, but not everybody might not. And I want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to find this page.
Boom.
when somebody says mint, know what they meant.
Know what they
Know
meant.
what they meant.
So yeah, Dirk.
All right, guys. Audio folks, please go to the mistuffpodcast.com. Not the Mi Stuff, but just mistuffpodcast.com. All the links to my social media on the podcast social media are there. Ran out of breath. Are there. And if you guys want to follow me personally on Instagram or Twitter, it's at Kelsey Hudgens. At Kelsey Hudgens on YouTube as well. We're 303 subscribers right now. Woo. Trying to get to 420. That's our next milestone. And we'll be there before you know it. Please go to YouTube and click subscribe so we can get those numbers up. And like I said, if you want to follow me on Instagram, Yonder Wizard, WIZZERD. And Kelsey Hudgens on Facebook and Twitter, the one with the clown face and the one with me holding a guitar on Facebook and Twitter, respectively. So there's that. We're going to be doing more episodes that are going to be coming to you this week. Once again, sorry I missed a couple of days last week, but we've made it up so far now. So we're caught up now. And there's going to be more episodes coming at you this week. We might be going live tomorrow before our gig at Wahoo's with Cornbread. Reminds me, please go to screwballwhiskey.com. Our fine sponsors over at Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey, SKREWBALL.
Whatever, give me one.
Whiskey.com. There you go. A little nice little nightcap there for you. Nice little nightcap for you. Screwball
memories.
Whiskey, sponsored by Screwball Whiskey, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so just in case you skipped all that in the intro, then just in case you skipped all that in the intro.
Oh God, it's so awesome.
It's so
for
good.
you.
That's the problem. Yeah, just get it away
So
from
good,
me.
isn't it? That's what they say.
You doing that on camera is fantastic.
I always say it's so good, isn't it? Like
I will tell
I've
you that
never-
you are correct, though. Yeah.
that's
it
the
tastes
closest
like
I get to
peanut butter.
tasting. I can only smell it.
It tastes exactly. It tastes just like it smells.
It's like a stripper.
Delicious.
You want to make out, boy? I'll show you what burps and peanut butter taste like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow.
I think my time's up.
Mission.
Yikes.
Call cannot be completed as dialed.
Yeah, sorry.
Want to bet?
Ooh. Yeah. All right, audio guys. Thanks for hanging out with me in a world full of shitty people. Don't be one of those people. Be a good person. Brother James Phillips and Brother Matt Parris signing out.
Yeah.
Peace, bitches. All right, YouTubers, hang tight for just a second. Let me get this intro thing going here. All right, you boys are off the hook.
Yeah.
All right, let me do this here real quick. Cool. So it'll come in just like this right here.
Man, that stuff was going down way smoother last time than it's just now.
85 shots.
I said that'll do it. I wish you lived in the same
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios. How you living? You doing well? Good. Glad to hear that. All right. In this episode, Brother James Phillips and Brother Matt Parris stopped by. We started talking about festivals and how people are just entitled. And Matt was he was on location at the festival this past weekend, the Country Music Festival here in Myrtle Beach, and he had some interesting insights into that. You know, all the things that went on behind the scenes and such. And there was a certain situation that we discussed, but I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I'm going to let you guys figure out what was going on there. So anyway, we did ramble a little bit, but that's conversations. They work that way, so nothing we can do about that. Anyway, please go to our Facebook page. Please go to our. Actually, you can just go to mistuffpodcast.com. mistuffpodcast.com has all the links to everything that is all the social medias and whatnot. So you got the Facebook and the Instagram and the Twitter and the YouTube and all of that. But please go to YouTube, Kelsey Hudgens, KELSEYHUDGINS, and please go to the YouTube and click subscribe. We really need to get those numbers up. We finally broke 300. Thank you guys for clicking subscribe already. 303 subscribers. Brother Brandon Burkhart was the one that pushed us over the 300 mark, and I appreciate that. And I've had a couple since then. So thank y'all for subscribing. Let's see what else we got. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, at YonderWizard, WIZZERD, and on Instagram at Kelsey Hudgens, and on Facebook, Kelsey Hudgens, the one with the clown face, and Instagram is the one with me in the guitar black and white picture. If you want to follow me there. I don't really put a whole lot of meaningful stuff up, but every now and again, I have something funny to say, and you can put a heart there on it, because that's how we measure love now. Digital hearts that show up next to things that you've said. The future is here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm embracing it. I've fought it for too long. I've fought it for long enough, and to continue to fight it will just make me more miserable. So I'm just going to embrace it. And I'm living my life, ladies and gentlemen. I'm living it. But I'm living it digitally. And I think everybody's going to end up doing that one day. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Anywho, that doesn't matter anymore. So I think that's all I got for you. Yeah, there's going to be, like I said, Smitty's going to be coming back on to do another episode soon. He's going to be talk about his art page and all the things he's got going on in Art World. We might try to pull that off tomorrow before we do Wahoo's. And Adam and Ed, we're talking about coming by tomorrow before we do the Wahoo's thing as well. And I don't know whether or not that's going to happen, so we'll see. But what else do we got? Anything else I don't need to go over? I don't think so. I think that might be everything. I'm just about to reach episode 200 of Kill Tony, so I'll be able to talk about something different once I catch up on that. And I think I've got another 100 and something episodes to go. So, yeah, that's all I got. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get out of here. YouTubers and audio people, you're just getting started. You probably skipped this part, though. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, episode number 142 featuring Matt Parris and James Phillips. Enjoy, motherfuckers. All right, YouTubers. Thanks for hanging out. Be good people. In a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. Click the links in the center of the page and the top of the page. Click subscribe. Be good people. We're in a world full of shitty people. Don't be one of those people. Be a good person. Peace, bitches.